Matot, tribes. Numbers chapter 30. Then Moses spake unto the children of Israel according to all that the Lord had commanded him. Moses also spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Whosoever voweth a vow unto the Lord, or sweareth an oath to bind himself by a bond, he shall not break his promise, but shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. If a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house, in the time of her youth, and her father hear her of her vow and bond, wherewith she hath bound herself, and her father hold his peace concerning her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound herself shall stand. But if her father disallow her, the same day that he heareth all her vows and bonds, wherewith she hath bound herself, they shall be of no value, and the Lord will forgive her, because her father disallowed her. And if she have an husband, when she voweth or pronounceth aught with her lips, wherewith she bindeth herself, if her husband heareth it, and hold his peace concerning her, the same day he heareth it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bindeth herself shall stand in effect. But if her husband disallow her, that same day that he heareth it, then shall he make her vow which she hath made, and that she hath pronounced with her lips, wherewith she hath bound herself, of none effect, and the Lord will forgive her. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith she hath bound herself, shall stand in effect with her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound herself straiteth with an oath, and her husband hath heard it, and held his peace concerning her, not disallowing her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond with which she hath bound herself shall stand in effect. But if her husband disannul them the same day that he heard them, nothing that proceedeth out of her lips concerning her vows or concerning her bonds shall stand in effect, for her husband hath disannulled them, and the Lord will forgive her. So every vow and every oath or bond made to humble soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may break it. But if her husband hold his peace concerning her from day to day, then he establish all her vows and all her bonds which she hath made. He hath confirmed them, because he held his peace concerning her the same day that he heard them. But if he break them after he hath heard them, then shall he bear her iniquity. These are the ordinances which the Lord commanded Moses between a man and his wife, and between the father and his daughter, being young in her father's house. Numbers chapter 31. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Revenge the children of Israel of the Midianites, and afterward thou shalt be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake to the people, saying, Harness some of you unto war, and let them go against Midian, to execute the vengeance of the Lord against Midian. 1,000 of every tribe, throughout all the tribes of Israel, shall ye send to the war. So there were taken out of the thousands of Israel 12,000 prepared unto war, even every tribe 1,000. And Moses sent them to the war, even 1,000 of every tribe, and sent them with Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the priest, to the war. And the holy instruments, that is, the trumpets, to blow, were in his hand. And they warred against Midian, as the Lord had commanded Moses, and slew all the males. They slew also the kings of Midian among them that were slain, Avi, Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. And they slew Balaam, the son of Beor, with the sword. But the children of Israel took the women of Midian prisoners, and their children, and spoiled all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities, and wherein they dwelt, and all their villages with fire. And they took all the spoil, and all the prey, both of men and beasts. And they brought the captives and that which they had taken, and the spoil, unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, into the camp in the plain of Moab, which was by Jordan toward Jericho. Then Moses and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation, went out of the camp to meet them. And Moses was angry with the captains of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the war and battle. And Moses said unto them, What? Have ye saved all the women? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit a trespass unto the Lord, as concerning Peor. And there came a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore slay all the males among the children, and kill all the women that have known man by carnal copulation, but all the women children that have not known carnal copulation keep alive for yourselves, and ye shall remain without the host 7 days. And all that have killed any person, and all that have touched any dead, and purified both yourselves and your prisoners, the 3rd day and the 7th. Also ye shall purify every garment, and all that is made of skins, and all the work of goat's hair, and all things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. As for gold and silver, brass, iron, tin, and lead, even all that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Yet it shall be purified with the water of purification, and all that suffereth not the fire, ye shall cause to pass by the water. Ye shall wash also your clothes the 7th day, and ye shall be clean. And afterward ye shall come into the host. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of persons and of cattle, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey between the soldiers that went to the war, and all the congregation. And thou shalt take a tribute unto the Lord of the men of war, which went out to battle, 1 person of 500, both of the persons and of the beeves, and of the asses and of the sheep. Ye shall take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest, as an heave offering unto the Lord. But of the half of the children of Israel thou shalt take 1, taken out of 50, both of the persons, of the beeves, of the asses, and of the sheep, even of all the cattle, and thou shalt give them unto the Levites, which have the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord had commanded Moses. And the booty, to wit, the rest of the prey, which the men of war had spoiled, was 675,000 sheep, and 72,000 beeves, and 61,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had lain by no man. And the half, to wit, the part of them that went out to war, touching the number of sheep, was 330,500. And the Lord's tribute of the sheep was 675. And the beeves were 36,000, whereof the Lord's tribute was 72. And the asses were 30,500, whereof the Lord's tribute was 61. And of the persons 16,000, whereof the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute of the Lord's offering unto Eleazar the priest, as the Lord had commanded Moses. And of the half of the children of Israel which Moses divided from the men of war, for the half that pertaineth unto the congregation was 337,000 sheep, and 500, and 36,000 beeves, and 30,000 asses, and 516,000 persons. Moses, I say, took of the half that pertaineth unto the children of Israel 1 taken out of 50, both of the persons and of the cattle, and gave them unto the Levites, which have the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then the captains which were over thousands of the host, the captains over the thousands, and the captains over the hundreds came unto Moses, and said to Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our authority, and there lacketh not one man among us. We have therefore brought a present unto the Lord, that every man found of jewels of gold, and bracelets, and chains, and rings, earrings, and ornaments of the legs, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, and all wrought jewels, and of the gold of the offering that they offered up to the Lord, of the captains over thousands and hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. For the men of war had spoiled every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains over the thousands and over the hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial of the children of Israel before the Lord. Numbers chapter 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had an exceeding great multitude of cattle, and they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that was an apt place for cattle. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest, and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, The land of Ataroth and Dibon, and Jazer, and Nimrah, and Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Shebam, and Nabal, and Baon, which country the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel, is a land meet for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto the servants for a possession, and bring us not over the Jordan. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, Shall your brethren go to war, and ye tarry here? Wherefore now discourage you the heart of the children of Israel to go over into the land which the Lord hath given them. Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up even unto the river of Eshcol, they saw the land, and they were discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they would not go into the land which the Lord had given them. And the Lord's wrath was kindled that same day, and he did swear, saying, None of the men that came out of Egypt from 20 years old and above shall see the land for which I swear unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they have constantly followed the Lord. And the Lord was very angry with Israel, and made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, as an increase of sinful men, still to augment the fierce wrath of the Lord towards Israel. For if you turn away from following him, he will yet again leave the people in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this folk. And if they went near to him, and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our sheep, and for our cattle, and cities for our children, but we ourselves will be ready armed to go before the children of Israel, until we have brought them into their place. But our children shall dwell in the defenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Israel have inherited, every man his inheritance. Neither will we inherit with them beyond the Jordan and on that side, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side the Jordan eastward. And Moses said unto them, If ye will do this thing, and go armed before the Lord to war, and will go every one of you in harness over the Jordan before the Lord, until we have cast out his enemies from his sight, and until the land be subdued before the Lord, then ye shall return and be innocent toward the Lord, and toward Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if you will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure that your sin will find you out. Build you then cities for your children, and folds for your sheep, and do that ye have spoken. Then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Our children, our wives, our sheep, and all our cattle shall remain there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will go every one armed to war before the Lord, for to fight, as my Lord saith. So concerning them Moses commanded Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will go with you over the Jordan, all armed to fight before the Lord, then when the land is subdued before you, you shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not go over with you armed, then they shall have their possessions among you in the land of Canaan. The children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Lord hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. We will go armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance may be to us on this side the Jordan. So Moses gave unto them, even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben. So Moses gave unto them, even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of the Bashan, and the land with the cities thereof and coasts, even the cities of the country round about. Then the children of Gad built Dibon, and Ataroth, and Aror, and Athro, and Shofan, and Jazir, and Jagabah, and Beth-nimrah, and Beth-haram, defense cities, also sheepfolds. The children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Kirjathim, and Nebo, and Baal-meon, and turned their names, and Shibmah, and gave other names unto the cities which they built. And the children of Machir, son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and put out the Amorites that dwelt therein. Then Moses gave Gilead unto Machir, son of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein. And Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Havoth Jair. Also Nobah went and took Kenath with the villages thereof, and called it Nobah, after his own name.